previewing a little bit in chapter 8, stewardship inside of institutions. There after reading this chapter, I was like, Diallo knows something that some of us know when we get to a certain level, and there's this tension that I feel between those of us who know this level of organization and power building, and those of us who are like diehard grassroots one-to-ones, right? It's all of that. And so just tell folks a little bit about, I guess, maybe some of the key moments where you realize that power is more than just bringing people together in a group uplifting an issue. It's
Hmm.
actually the institution, the infrastructure building behind it that sustains that coming together.
Right. I think infrastructure is key to really having lasting long-term success. And there are institutions that are already built at times, and then there's times it's necessary to build your own institutions. During my career, I worked in institutions that were already built. Somebody else built it. Somebody else came up with the ideas. But when I found myself in the building, whether virtual or physical, in those institutions, I felt my responsibility to help push those institutions in a direction that really was about what I saw my North Star as around collective liberation, for all folks to create, healthy, thriving, safe communities. Like everybody wants a healthy, thriving, safe community, right?
Yeah.
And so if these institutions espouse values outwardly uh, around creating that world, it was necessary to make sure that those institutions actually lived those values both internally and the way in which they approach the work. And so I learned early on. I mean, learned early on from early days in institutions. I understood what the faults were. I understood what the successes were. I mean, in early days, I worked with Jesse Jackson. I, understood strengths and weaknesses within those spaces. I learned from them, but I also try to always articulate a vision around how to do the work, like what really resonates with people, and also did a lot of listening. I think one of the crucial pieces is listen to people. Is not talk for people in spaces or give people the space to articulate their own voices.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's even organizing within institutions, as well, to have collective voice, which is much more powerful than singular voice in a lot of places, particularly when you're on the lower level of the leadership roles within those institutions. And so every stop, there was intentionality about that, challenging. The thing I had to balance, that is real, is like how aggressive you want to be, and also but also not being too passive, because you wanted to have outcomes. It wasn't about you in particular. It was really about how can I create this place, or help this place to be the best it can be. And a lot of these institutions get a lot of money to do the work that they say they do, right? And if they get a lot of money to do this work, like how is that money hitting our communities? And so I'm always intentional about, like, okay, so what are you doing in our community? What are you, like, how are people can't just be, you know props for your work. They have to be truly invested in. So what resources are you moving to that? How authentic are
Yeah.
you?